During the COVID-19 crisis, the Chinese authorities have used the diversity of technologies, including AI thermal cameras, robots, drones, blockchain, and a diversity of smartphone applications, such as QR code linked to the travel history of users, close contact detector, reporting services. Most of these technologies were already existing before the crisis, but their use have been reinforced and further tested over the last months. For instance, elements of China's social credit system, which is a national reputation program which allocates grade, have been updated to punish citizens who violate anti-epidemic rules. So during the COVID-19 crisis, the Chinese government has promoted the use of these technologies in two ways. First is through large-scale coverage by its state media network, glorifying these technologies. Second, through donation of these technologies to various foreign governments. For instance, AI thermal cameras have been donated to the Ministry of Health of Lebanon or to several public institutions in Thailand. And Huawei's video conference equipment have been donated to the government of Kenya and of Pakistan. Another example is drones. Some have been donated to several foreign cities and local governments, including in the Philippines. So this is part of China's broader ambition to become the leading provider of technologies in the world, and in particular to position itself as the leading provider of smart city elements. China having massively invested in this niche sector in recent years. In the post-COVID era, China hopes to consolidate its technological leadership. It's pretty clear. China has announced a so-called new infrastructure plan, which is a post-COVID stimulus effort, which includes investment, large-scale investment to reinforce the development of China's 5G network, but also industrial internet, AI, Internet of Things, blockchain technologies, power facilities, new energy vehicles charging station, data centers. The list is long. I'm not listing all the technologies including in this plan. But the trend is very clear. China is hoping to consolidate its technological leadership rapidly in the coming years. Figures of this plan are still to be confirmed, but this general trend mentioned at the moment will likely appear in the upcoming 14th Five-Year Plan, which is currently being drafted and will cover the period 2021-2025. So in this context, technological tensions between Washington and Beijing are likely to remain very strong and to expand to other technologies far beyond 5G. It's already starting to be the case. In my opinion, 5G is only the tip of the iceberg. China wants to become more self-reliant, self-autonomous, autonomous in the technological sector. Still, there exists a strong level of interdependency between both countries, but for instance, China is still relying on foreign semiconductors, but step by step, decoupling is emerging. And not just when it comes to 5G provided by Huawei. So this context is raising a diversity of strategic questions, not only to Washington and to Beijing, but to many other capitals and countries. It poses strategic questions in terms of technological innovation and competitiveness. Also in terms of norms and standards, because there is now an ongoing competition in the normative field. China hoping to promote not only its technologies and services, but also its way of doing things and the specific norms. Another important strategic question that is raised is how democracies are addressing the dark dimension of technologies, including surveillance technologies, surveillance cameras, etc. There is the natural behavior for democracies is to be careful with these technologies, but maybe the way forward for democracies is to fully take into account the security and surveillance dimension of these technologies, not to to alter or to weaken democracies, but on the contrary, to strengthen them by reshaping and fine-tuning these tools so that they can be fully compatible with data protection and with democratic environment, but also fully competitive in a global environment where democracies would be able to export also a shape of technologies that they deem in line with their values, interests, and priorities.